and welcome here to more Talking FCB, and welcome back to the channel as we are today going to be discussing more Barça transfer news. On the agenda, Lautaro Martinez, Memphis Depay and Samuel Umtiti, all discussed in today's video with some really interesting rumours on the table right now. Let's go through them all and get your thoughts. Let's do it. Because let's kick things off straight away with Lautaro Martinez and indeed Barca's approach for the striker, which seems to have gone on now for so many months. We've been looking at Lautaro, we've been trying to find a deal with Inter. They've always been very, very insistent upon that 111 million euros, which as time has gone on, it's looked more and more unlikely that this summer it simply is not going to be possible for Barcelona. It was interesting just a few days ago when Inter's sporting director Osilio, we have heard from him on a number of occasions when it comes to Lautaro to Barcelona. He came out and openly said there was an approach from Barcelona for Lautaro Martinez, but we never started negotiations. He said there was a clause, everybody knew about that, but it was never triggered, and from the day that it expired, we considered Lautaro out of the market. So into there saying that once that release clause came to an end, and it has done, Lautaro now for them is off the market and very much still part of their plans as they continue to build under Antonio Conte. And it was a very similar story as well, again very recently, Inter legend and now their vice president Javier Zanetti came out, also of course a fellow Argentine. He said to date, and as of right now, there are no negotiations with Barcelona for Lautaro Martinez. So right now Inter very much insistent there's nothing happening, there is nothing new on the table, and there's no deal expected to happen for Lautaro this summer by way of Barcelona. And that's been very much echoed there by the ever-reliable Fabrizio Romano, especially there when it comes to Italian transfers. He says Barcelona did indeed contact Inter again very recently. They did try to restart those talks for Lautaro Martinez, but as of right now, just as Inter have said, he's off the market. It seems now, according to Fabrizio Romano, like a deal is nowhere near being done, and it looks very, very likely this summer Lautaro will remain at Inter. And that makes things very, very interesting when you're then looking to Memphis Depay, because it's always been considered that Lautaro was always going to be the priority, not only under Ronald Koeman, but before that as well, like I say, it's always been Lautaro Martinez for this board. But right now, they are now having to look at alternatives, and again Fabrizio Romano, he's come out and said it's now prompted Barcelona to start contacting the agent of Memphis Depay ahead of a transfer in these coming weeks. And it is interesting with Depay, because not only there is it somebody who Ronald Koeman of course knows very, very well, but it's a very different situation with his selling club than it is with Inter Milan. Because on the complete flip side of what we're seeing there with Inter's stance, Lyon, it's a different story. Because right now coming out of France, the rumours are that Depay has completely ignored every single approach they've made to actually offer him there an extended contract. We all know, we've spoken about it before, that Depay's contract expires in the summer of 2021, which means that next year he's going to be able to leave if he stays at Lyon for absolutely nothing. And for that reason, and the fact that he's not willing at all to enter into those negotiations for a new deal, Lyon want to sell him. They are absolutely firm on that. They want to get rid of him now. They need to cash in. And for that reason, he is very much on the radar of Barcelona, and we have started those talks. This is real. Depay played 90 minutes for the Netherlands in their Nations League defeat to Italy on Monday, and he did speak after the game when he was pressed very much so on his future, although he was giving very, very little away. He said we're going to have to wait and see what happens. He said tomorrow I'm going to report to Lyon as usual. We'll see what happens from there. He said I haven't heard much more from my agent because although I do know there is interest in me, I don't have much more to say at this point. So Depay, aware of the interest, of course he's going to have offers coming his way, and not just from Barcelona either. There are a number of clubs interested in his services, but Depay certainly on the market, and certainly now an option for Barça. But this does, for me, get quite interesting when you're talking there about the potential fee that it would take to bring in Memphis to Barca this summer. We've heard a number of valuations there from 20 million to 25 million, even going as high there as 30 million euros to sign Memphis if we were to bring him in. But it's very, very interesting this evening that, again, another reliable journalist has come out, Damasio, who says that now Samuel Umtiti could be about to enter those negotiations when Barcelona are talking with Lyon about about Depay. Now, he goes on to say the fee wouldn't actually change all that much. Depay would still cost there around 20 to 25 million euros, but Umtiti could be included in the deal there, going back to his former club. Because let's remember here, this does seem a little bit realistic, given that Umtiti was at Lyon until 2016, when we signed him there on good terms. We had a good relationship at the time with Lyon, we still do, and Umtiti himself has really fond memories of the club, and even their coach recently, Rudy Garcia, came out. He was asked there about whether he'd like to have Umtiti at the club, and he admitted if it was possible, he would like it to happen. He said, we've spoken about it, of course, with myself and Juninho, who's Lyon's sporting director. He said Umtiti is a great defender, but I don't know if the operation is possible economically. He said, I'd like it, but I don't think it will be affordable. And even Umtiti, back in November of 2019, he said returning to Lyon is always a possibility. He said either as a player or as a coach, I would welcome a return to the club. And it'll be interesting to see how all this works, because yes, in some ways there, it wouldn't exactly alter the transfer fee all that much. You might think there that we're not getting anything really for Samuel Umtiti, but let's just remember here, we're trying to move him on. We haven't got any suitors at all this summer for Umtiti, and he's still somebody there who's not playing at all, and he's got 3 years left on a pretty big contract at the club. Now, if Barca could somehow move him on, maybe not even for all that much, if he was included in that deal and it didn't even bring the price down, you would still be saving on those big wages for a player who isn't contributing and hasn't been for quite some time. And for Umtiti, he could go back to the club where it all started for him, and I'm sure he'd hope to recapture some of that former glory. It'll be very, very interesting to keep an eye on this situation. But indeed, guys, I am very, very interested there to see what you think when it comes to Umtiti. Would you like to see him included in this potential deal, even if it didn't bring the fee down all that much for Memphis to get him there off the wage bill? Or would you like to see us say no? Let's hang on to him. Let's see if somehow he can get back to his best, if he can somehow overcome these injury and physical problems. Would you like to see him get that final chance? Or is now the best time to move him on, if we can, to Lyon? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Now that Lautaro appears to be moving off the table, Depay is very much an option. Let me know all the thoughts in the comments down below, with crucial days coming now for Ronald Koeman and his Barcelona team. I'll see you soon, of course, with plenty more updates to come as we approach the brand new season. Thanks for watching, and thanks for all your support, both here and on the main channel. I'll see you soon. But until next time, as always, Visca El Barça.